Hello, everyone. I'm coming to you from a slightly different orientation in my guest room. I actually just wrapped up teaching another quantum healing meditation, and as I went to listen to it back, I could hear my toddler screaming in the background. So I'm going to re record, but I didn't want to leave you hanging. I wanted to give you a couple little life updates. First of all, I cannot believe it, but this channel actually just passed 250 subscribers. So that is amazing. I hope you are all uh, healing and going along your journey with a little bit of companionship. Maybe it's not ease, but you'll get there if you're not there already. So that's my first gratitude. Secondly, I have just submitted the bones of my dissertation, and going forward, we're going to start seeking approval from my institution's review board. So they need to basically check my plan for my research study and make sure that it's ethical and that kind of stuff. And assuming that they don't have any major feedback, we will be set to rock and roll. Um, I will be recruiting a group of female helping professionals, specifically nurses, social workers, and veterinarians to go through the somatic experiencing protocol that is already uploaded to this channel. And we're going to be able to track some changes to these wonderful women who are experiencing secondary traumatic stress. And so the plan for that for my women that end up in this group, we will be conducting a short interview prior to the beginning of the intervention of those 12 meditations. They'll get to fill out a short 17-question secondary traumatic stress measurement tool. It's called the Secondary Traumatic Stress Scale. That actually is gets a little granular and shows how certain responses associate with different trauma symptoms. So that's really helpful for being able to look at the data and see where things are shifting. And finally, before the study starts, I'll ask them to wear their own Apple Watch for 7 consecutive nights, and we'll take a look at their sleep data. So we're going to see what the average length of sleep is, how long it's taking these professionals to get to sleep, if they're able to stay asleep, if they have a lot of night waking, and how long those disruptions are. And then we'll also be able to see the amount of time that's spent in the REM cycle. So as we sleep throughout the night, our REM cycle is where we do a lot of our body's healing and recovery. But it's not just physical healing; it's also um, when our brain our brain basically shrinks, and or rather decreases inflammation, has the opportunity to send cerebrospinal fluid through the canals and sweep it out. It sweeps out physical gunk, but it also gives us the opportunity to sweep out and destroy unhelpful neural pathways and create new ones. So, if we're trying to do something like habit change or recovery, our sleep is really important for that. So, hopefully, we'll be able to restore some sleep for our friends. And if you're a friend who's doing the study, that's awesome. But if you're not doing the study, you're not locked out of it. It's already published. It's already up. But we will have some data from this study eventually. So we have our interview, our secondary traumatic stress scale, and the 7 nights of sleep data. We're actually going to be able to collect that in week 0 before the study begins. Then we'll have 4 weeks of intervention. That's 3 meditations a week for a month for 4 weeks. We'll do the same thing as soon as it ends for the week following once they've completed all of their meditations. Another brief interview, another traumatic stress scale, and 7 more nights of sleep data. And then these professionals are welcome to continue using their somatic experiencing as a new habit. It's part of the research. We want to see if people start to adopt elements of this practice into their lives or not, or in what capacity. And another 4 weeks after that, we'll have a follow up with those same 3 data points, short interview, checking in on secondary traumatic stress symptoms, and 7 more nights of sleep data. And then I'll take that in and I'll be able to look at everything and triangulate the data. I'm basically looking for places that sync up or deviate from other information gathered. And so those are the bones of the research study that I'm expecting will get approved. And once again, if you're following this channel, thank you so much for being here. Um, I get so much out of sharing. It's my opportunity to really intentionally reach for the best version of me and to give her a voice and to live as her. And if you've been going through these meditations, especially some of the quantum healing meditations, we're doing healing now, and in the future, I want to do some more. But all those opportunities to tap in and reach for that best version of you are so valuable because he or she or they already exist. They already exist, and it's just a matter of using this vessel um, to be their home, to allow their beauty and their wholeness to express through us. Um, and gradually, we'll start to integrate parts of our ego. Our ego forms when we experience difficulties in our lives, especially in our young lives. It could be the difficulty of abandonment or of neglect or of abuse. Um, and these events cause our ego, our earthly identification, to form and kind of solidify. And we really heavily identify with it, most of us at least, I have, um, until we start to really uncover that we have an ego, but we are a soul, just like we have a body, but we are a soul. My soul is in my body. It's also around my body. Same thing with you. And we can start to basically anchor this heavenly version of ourselves onto earth. Isn't that what we're here to do? So, my friends, I'm gonna I'm gonna record for a little bit longer today. Hopefully, I'll get a meditation or two prepared, even if they're not posted this week. I got to make sure that I'm able to quiet down the room beside me. And so that's the general plan for today. And thanks again for being here. Love you.